Hey guys, Boomslang here. I just wanted to bring you a build guide. It's based on the Great Curse staff. Now, I discovered this build from another video that was basically specifically outlining it for PvP and to combine it with a Druidic healer or a Druid staff build. So for me, I wanted to try it in PvE and see how good or bad it was, and so far it's been absolutely amazing. And just before I go into the components and show you how it works, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that participated in the silver giveaway. It's now concluded. I've contacted the winner, he's replied to me, and I'm going to give him the silver tomorrow night because he couldn't make it this evening. And he's happy for me to record me handing it over just so that I can show you guys I have given it to someone. It wasn't a con. Someone is getting a million silver. But don't worry, if you missed out and you didn't even get a chance to enter and you weren't the lucky person, I've been in talks with some of the staff at Albion Online, Sandbox Interactive, and I have been given 5 gold codes. So in a coming video, not too far from now, I'm going to be, giving away the big gold code. And then I'll give away the other 4 that I have, which are a little bit smaller. But it's just amazing. I still can't believe that they've given me the gold codes. So I'm so thankful to Sandbox Interactive, Albion Online staff. They've noticed me, and they're starting to help a little bit, so I really do appreciate them, and I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope that I can keep producing really good content for you guys. And yeah, just a big thank you. So the build, what does it contain? So the bag, the cape, and the mount, totally optional. Food, I would always recommend an omelette for a mage type. It gives you the extra % damage to spellcasting. And then potions, totally up to you. I normally rock a poison potion, especially as this is a damage over time build, so dots. But yeah, those 5 are completely optional, totally down to you. Now, the build, it contains the expert mage cowl, and you have the poison on to give you more dots over time. Recommend the aggression for the extra damage. You can obviously use increased cast speed, and you can obviously use reduced energy cost. It depends on the fight where you're at, but generally you want to use the aggression. Then we couple that with the mage robe, and this is the purging shield, which it increases your resistance, and while the shield's active, enemies lose all buffs whenever they damage you. So if you pop it and they've already buffed themselves up, it's really handy, plus you get the resistance, so it gives you that little bit of survival. And then again, aggression, and again you can use these 2 if you need it or you want to, it's totally up to you. Then we have the Guardian boots. Now we use this for Giant, which it increases your health, and your movement speeds increased by 25%, so the build is about applying the dots and getting away. So yeah, it can't be purged either, so it's really effective. So get as many dots on as you can, and I'll explain how we do that, and I'll show you. And then you just try and keep your distance and basically avoid more damage coming into you, because you are a bit squishy. So it's a bit of risk and reward with this build. And then I use the incoming damage reduced, but you could obviously use increased CC duration, which could be really effective when we get onto the staff, and then increase your maximum carry load, which you're not going to be using. Now, the crux of this build, the Great Curse staff. Now, you use the Vile Curse, and you stack that up as much as you can. It's not the primary way to stack, but we'll get into the primary way in a second. Next is your Root ability that puts a curse on 1 stack. This is obviously how you can start a rotation, and once you've popped your running away speed ability, you can give yourself enough time for the 15-second cooldown and root again, keep letting your dots stack, and the damage just keeps multiplying over time, and just eventually the person's going to die from, having the dots on them. Now, area of decay. This is where you stack the cursors. You would start a fight by rooting, and then area of decay, because it's an AoE ability that adds on to the damage stacks, the Vile Curse. So this is the slower way of adding the stacks, this is the fast way of adding the stacks. This is to maintain the stacks and, just keep your distance, keep firing a Vile Curse, click move, click move, click move. It's a Q ability, so you keep pressing Q, walking away, Q, walk away. And you have choices here. So you can either have every 5 activated spells, your damage gets increased by 10% for 4 seconds, or you can have every 4 normal attacks, you cause demonic explosion on the enemy, dealing an additional 66 magic damage in a 5-meter radius. And if you find that you're running low on energy, you can always switch to this. I did it on one dungeon and I didn't run out of energy whatsoever. So this part here, it's optional for the circumstance that you're in. Now obviously it's primarily for PvP, but I feel it's also equally as good for PvE. The damage I do in dungeons, I just feel like mobs get melted, especially if you get a pack together and you can put down Area of Decay. It is such a cool build, it's really fun, it's really relaxed, and just generally, you have a good time. So, with these two, you can pop, it's a bit laggy, but I would have hit them with the W and then the AoE. There's my Morgana daily done. So, you basically just want to stack up mobs as best you can. Obviously, in a solo dungeon, this is a solo expedition, it's a little bit more tricky because obviously there's no tank, it's just me. But as you can see, you W, you cast your E, and these are the weaker mobs, but it's all just about stacking up, moving away, moving out of abilities. The damage keeps going even once you've moved, and it's the ticks just keep going. And once you've stacked this all up, normally I would struggle with this ability because I would be either in melee range or having to stop damage, but because it's a dot-based damage, that mob can spin, do what he wants, doesn't matter, the damage is continuous. So this is why I think it's so good for PvE, because most of the time you should have a tank in a random dungeon holding all the mobs together. You just sit at the back, cast your E on a group, and then maintain your Q on all of them. That's it. That's the basics of this build. And then obviously for those of you that are very into your PvP, it's a case of queuing and moving away. He's now coming for me. If that didn't kill him, he would have been rooted in place. And, don't get me wrong, you can be countered very easily with this build in PvP. But if you couple it with a healer, you can do some nice 2v2 Hellgates, or you can go into a 5v5 Hellgate and, sit at the back and cast all your dots and just, rip people apart over time. It's a really fun build. And, I was using a mage build before, and I would end up struggling going through this dungeon. Just purely because of lack of playing mages. I've normally played Forge Hammers as per my last video on a build guide, and I have started using the bow a bit more. But this is a build I really enjoy. It's really, really fun. I have tried dabbling with another build based on the Hellion leather set and the Cursed Skull stuff, but I need to practice that more. I'm still not finding it very good. So for me, this is my go-to at the moment for PvP, if I do any. Not that I'm really a PvPer, and certainly for random dungeons, Black Zone. If I don't want to put on a gathering tier set, I will run gathering runs in this setup, and it just helps me to take down multiple mobs for skinning, and if I'm not skinning, it helps me take down any of the NPCs or mobs that, attack me along the way during a gathering run. So all in all, this is just a well-rounded build. Obviously, every build can be improved upon. I mean, you may find this just works for you, and you may not need to improve it, but if anybody can think of anything that they think would really improve this build, then, let me know. I tend to not use the poison so much on smaller packs, maybe I should, because I normally just forget and then I use it on the boss. Obviously, you're not going to use your F ability much for PvE, so maybe you could swap out the boots for PvE. I've been thinking about what boots to put on. I'm still considering my options, but obviously, if you're going to be doing random dungeons with this, then you more than likely could switch out the boots for something better. Have a think about it. I may do an update video if I find that I've replaced the boots and something really works well with this build. But yeah, I mean, you can still use the boots to catch up to groups in dungeons. There's loads of different options here. So that was kind of it, guys. There's not much else to say about the build. If you try it, or you've already tried it, or you've seen it, or you like it, let me know in the comments. Would love to know if you guys have any improvements for it. And yeah, I will be doing some gold giveaways in the next few videos at some point. I haven't decided when, but obviously the last video that I did was a 400 subscriber giveaway as a thank you, and I'm now almost at 1,300, so I'm probably, when I do the giveaway, going to do the big gold code, which is at 1,750 gold, and that's as a thank you to you guys for sticking with me. And Albion Online and Sandbox Interactive, they want to help the community and look after you guys just as much as I do. All of my videos are to help you guys get better at the game, to understand what to do, where to go. I always try and give you some sort of helpful information. I will be doing some more relaxed videos, now and again, and I hope you guys will still stick around and enjoy that. But yeah, I just wanted to get on, show you a quick build, and just show my appreciation and thank you to you guys. And yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Boomslang out. Have a good night, or God bless you guys.